This video is to show you how to make your guess the number game just look that bit nicer. So you'll notice that I've changed the card colour, so I'll just show you how I do that. I'm going to look at the card property inspector, and I've gone on to, let's bring this over here, I've got on to colours and patterns, and you'll notice the background I've set to black. And you can choose different colours, or you can even bring in a file and make that your background. So I've made that black. I've also got a field here, one of these fields that I've brought in from a text entry field, and if I just double click on it I can look at the colours and patterns. And I've made the fill for that text box black as well, and I've made the text. If I go on text formatting, I've made it 18, I've chosen a font and I've put it centered in the field. And if I go back to colours and patterns, the text, you'll notice the text I've made white. I've brought in two buttons. One, the easy one, is going to be guess the number between 1 and 10, and then I've got the same code on this button here, but that will be choosing numbers between 1 and 100. Now down here I've brought in a graphic from, I've discovered that PowerPoint is quite good for this, so I'm just going to go into PowerPoint, and I made myself this shape. I'll just show you how I did that. I went to Insert, Shapes, and then you have all sorts of shapes down here that you could use, and I used this call out here, and if I draw it out, and I can put on various shape effects, so I can give it a reflection or a shadow. So I'll just show you, as you roll over them, do you see I've got a bit of a shadow there? And so I'll go back to shapes, double click on that, and I can fill it with, I could do a gradient, so I could have that sort of gradient, or even that. I can do textures, so I could have a paper bag texture, and I can change the shape outline so that I can choose different colours to go around the edge of the shape, and so on and so forth. And I can do shape effects, like I can do one there, gives me a nice sort of beveled effect on the outside of it. So I'll just get rid of that one just now. I made this one, and I've got the words "that's too low", so I just click on it and I do Control-C to copy, and then I go back into my live code and I did Control-V to paste. And you'll notice it when it comes in, it's absolutely huge, so I'm going to go on to size and position, and I'm going to just divide this by 10 if you like. So I'm just going to take off the 2 there and the 2 there, and you'll notice it's now quite small. I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and then I can resize this, and that's how I ended up with this one here. So I'll just get rid of that. So once you're happy with your message, I'm going to lock the size and position, and then I'm going to go back into PowerPoint, and I'm going to use the same shape, so I'm going to just change that, that's too high, and I'm going to flip it horizontally. So I'm going to go onto this rotate menu here, and I'm going to flip it horizontally, and I'm going to copy it. Oops, copy, go into live code. I'll just make sure I'm not got this one selected, so I'll click here and then Control-V to paste it in, and again it's coming really big, so I'm going to take off that, and bring that down there. So depending on, just make it mirror it there, and I'm going to lock the size and position. And then finally I'm going to have a message that says that they've got the right answer. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, yay, you're right. And maybe just bring this out slightly. And I want this to be centered, so I'm going to grab hold of this element here. Oops, I'm going to try and grab hold of the corner. And I should be able to just pull on this, there we go, and bring that round to, so that it's centered. And I'm going to copy this and on here, just click off that, paste it. Once again, very large, so I'll just bring it down by a factor of 10. So this one I'm actually going to make it 170. And I'll just use the Shift key to resize it proportionately. And I want that to come out of the middle. Like that. Now obviously at the beginning when I start, I'd like all these to be invisible. I'll just lock the size and position, just check they're all locked. So I'm going to go onto the code for this button and I'm going to set the visible of those graphics to false so that I can't see them. So if you'll notice on here, that's image ID 1024, 1026 and 1027. So right at the start of this I'm going to say set the visible of image ID 1024 to false, and then I'm going to just copy that line and stick that in. I'm just going to press tab to line them up, and I'll change these to 1026 and the other one was 1027. So what that should mean is that when I click on this mouse here, sorry, the button here, they should go invisible. Let's just see if that works. Didn't work. Let's just compile it again. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just exit program and let's go back into it again. And oh, don't seem to be there. Enter your guess. It's between 1 and 10, so I'll put 5 in. Enter your guess. 6. It's not telling me whether I've got it right or not, so I'm just going to press cancel, and in the script here I'm going to say that if the guess was more than the computer number, so I'm going to say that's too high. So I'm going to set the visible, now I can't remember which one's which, so I'm just going to hope for the best, and I'm going to copy that, put that in here. That's true. And I'm going to copy, I think that was the one that's if you're right, so I'll take this and I'm going to copy and paste that in here, make that true. Off we go. Enter your guess. 5. That's too high, so I'll try 3. That's still too high. Let's try 2. Try 1. And I wanted it to say that it was right. So down here in the script, when I've finished guessing, I would like it to say set the visible of this one to true. Let's make that true. And let's just try running that again. So I'll click on easy, and you'll notice they do all go invisible. So I'll go 5, that's too low. So I'm going to go 9, and you see it still says that's too low. So what I need to do in here is when I set the visible of one of them to true, I want the other one to go false. So I'm going to copy that in here, make that false, and I'll paste this one in there and make that one go false. So it's either saying it's too high or it's too low. And I suspect that when I drop out of here, before I set the yay you're right one to true, I'll need to set both of these to false. So I'm going to copy that, come in here, and I'll set that to false as well. And that way, once I have got the right answer, it'll make these two bubbles go invisible, and it'll show me the one that says that they're right. So let's just see if that works. They've disappeared. 5, that's too low. Let's try 9. Oh, straight away. 5, that's too low. Let's do 9. That's too high. 7. Yay, you're right. And you could do something like, if you wanted it to flash at the end, let's make it flash. So I'm going to make it flash, repeat with, let's say 5 times. So I'm going to just have a little counter, 1 to 5. And I'm going to take that, copy that, just copy that line, and let's cut that. So I'll cut that. Let's just move these up a little bit. Now I'm trying to make this bubble here sort of flash, so I want it to go sort of on and off, if you like, and I'll just get it to wait just a little period of time between each one so it doesn't flash so fast that I can't see it. So I'm going to copy that and paste it in there. So let's see what that does. So 5, that's too low. Let's do 6, that's still too low. 9, that's low, it must be 10, and that's flashing at the end. Great, hope you have fun with that.